Hi, I'm Jesse with RoofSnap. We're here today to show you a real-life demo on measuring a roof here. We always recommend that you're on site so that you can see all of the details of the roof, anything that you might miss in the aerial image. You can be sure to fill that in when you're here on site. You'll also need to check the pitch of the roof, which we've already done. So let's go ahead and start drawing. Okay, we're going to go ahead and sit in the truck so that we don't have as much glare on the iPad screen and just kind of show you how easy it is to measure a roof while you're sitting in the truck. First, from the app home screen here, you want to hit Find New RoofSnap. I'm going to hit Locate Me, and that's going to find my GPS signal, drop a pin exactly where we are. I'm going to zoom in on that, make sure that we have the right house, of course, and put it centered in your screen. You also want to give it a few seconds if you're on a 3G signal to make sure that it downloads completely before you hit snap and start drawing. Make sure that the roof image is of high enough quality and you're comfortable drawing it before you go ahead and make the purchase. So hit snap and start drawing. It's going to initiate the in-app purchase through Apple and ask me if I want to go ahead and purchase. Just select buy and you can go from there. Alright, once you've purchased the RoofSnap, we're back here at the app home screen. Select on the thumbnail that you want. You can send it as a RoofSnap file if you want to send it so that somebody else can open it using the RoofSnap app and make changes to it. We're going to go ahead and hit edit to start drawing this. As soon as you get into this screen, we're going to zoom in. Let's start on the upper section of the roof. That's the easiest part to start on. Now you can see I'm a left-hander, so I've got the cursor offset to the right. You can change that in settings if you're right-handed. And I'm just going to drag this cursor around with my left thumb, set it exactly where I want it, and with another finger I'm just going to touch the screen to set a point. And drag this line over, touch the screen again to set the point. And then once you get to the end of that slope, you can see how when I connect it to the end of a line, it's trying to snap to this section, and it brings up that circle. So go ahead and tap that. That's going to close in that slope for you. And of course, I'm going to start the next slope, connecting to there. A little bit of tree coverage here, but since we're on site, I can look up and see exactly what's going on, and we can figure out where that ends. Now this is a complex overhang here, so you want to be really careful when you're doing this. This eave is actually below the other eave. So I'm going to bring this under. I'm not going to connect it to here. I'm going to bring it under, then there's a little tiny piece of step flashing here, and then I'm going to connect it under the eave on the bottom of the valley. And the same thing on this side. So bring that step flashing up, and go ahead and connect to the bottom of that valley there. And what that's going to do is give us an overhang right there. Now this section, we've got a lower section of the roof here. I'm going to draw this underneath of the roof just like it's not even there. This comes all the way out here. Again, we've got some tree coverage and a little fuzzy imagery, but that's okay because we're on site. We can see exactly what's going on. Now this section is the lower slope. You want to make sure that you don't connect the lower slope to the upper slope. You can see where that's trying to snap to there. I want to make sure that I don't connect that, and I'm going to draw this overhang here. If you have trouble with the line trying to snap to like I am here, just zoom in a little further. That way you can see the details and avoid that. You can also adjust your snap to tolerances and settings. And this again is going to go right underneath the other section of roof. And then go ahead and hit pitch. And you can see how it highlights all these darker sections are our overhang. You can see how we've got 3 layers of roof under that one little spot there, and that's shown even darker. Zoom out to where we can see the whole thing. Select pitch again. We've already measured the pitch. The whole roof is a 512, so we're going to select 512, hit apply all. You can see how each slope in the center of the slope has a 5 labeled there, but there are 2 slopes that are 1412. I'm going to select 1412 and just tap on the number in that slope, and you can see how it changes to 14. Once you hit report, you can see we've already got the squares. We've got 21.24 squares. 1.97 of it is at 1412 pitch, and 19.27 is at 512. The only other thing we have left to do is to label the diagram. So we're going to go ahead and select label from the operations tab. Select eaves first, and I'm just going to tap on the ones that are the eaves. Of course, the rakes. And you may need to zoom in a little bit to get these small ones like this. Back to label, and this is a little piece of step flashing. Some valleys. And of course this is a piece of wall flashing here. And we've got more step flashing. Zoom back out. And you can see how everything's color coded. If you accidentally hit something wrong, if I label this ridge as a hip, you can see how it changes colors. Just go back, select ridge, tap it again. We'll zoom back out to where we can see the whole roof. Highlight all your pitch so that you can see that the diagram is correct. If something doesn't highlight correctly, it usually means you drew it wrong. And go ahead and hit pitch. You can see now that I've labeled everything, I've got my eave measurement, my rake measurement, ridges, everything that you need there. Now we're going to be adding a send as PDF function probably in the next month, so end of April 2012. For now, in this first version, just go ahead and hit both buttons on your iPad at the same time. That'll snap a screenshot of the screen for you, and you can send it from your pictures as an image. You can also add your job name here if you want to put your customer name or however you want to label the project.